Urban logistics, or what is also called the last mile logistics, is one of the biggest topics in cities today. Prologis, one of the world's leaders in logistics real estate, made us a really challenging question. Which is the real impact of logistics in cities? Well, we took the challenge because this is the type of applied research that we love to do at the Center for Sustainable Cities at IE University. If we look cities as ecosystem, we can see them as a continuous flow of energy, materials, people, goods. Unfortunately, this flow usually is transformed in the way of waste, conflicts, or pollution. Obviously, the logistic flow is part of this flow, and we need to understand its behavior over time in order to produce a positive impact. Our first objective was to build an ecosystem model of the logistic flow, where all the stakeholders were involved.
We began our work with 2 immersive field studies to jumpstart the research and also to better understand how the current logistics flow is happening right now. The first field study was more of an external point of view to have an understanding of how the urban environment reacts to the day-to-day operations of the logistic flow. The second one was more of an internal point of view, so we followed the packages from their point of centralization all the way to the final client. Data collected from these field studies helped us develop the business-as-usual model, which stands as a base for all of the other scenarios.
Since the beginning of present research, we understood that it was necessary the development of an index or a kind of certification to evaluate the impact of logistics in cities. It doesn't exist such an index. There are certification or, let's say, measurements to evaluate the environmental footprint or even the efficiency of the system, but there's not such an index that it approaches holistically. So we developed what we call the last mile logistic impact index that is based on different factors such as environmental, social, functional, and urban factors.
Because of their urban character, we chose Madrid and Barcelona as our case studies. Inside of these cities, we chose 3 different urban typologies: the historical city center, the modern expansion, and the low-density outskirts. On each of these cases, we applied around 10 different scenarios and measured how they perform on our logistic impact index. These scenarios vary from mobility models to delivery modes, all the way to optimization platforms. It was very interesting to see how different scenarios behave differently, not in different cities, but in different urban patterns.
Finally, we made a specific proposal based on our previous work. It's a planning policy that overlaps with the existing structure of any city. But not only to reduce the impact of the logistic ecosystem, but also to produce a positive impact. We call it the logistic intensity areas, and it's a way where we synchronize the logistic ecosystem with the urban structure. In addition, the logistic facilities, they have the opportunity to produce a positive impact, where they can share their resources with the community, they can enhance the community involvement, or they can improve the natural environment. Finally, our message is that we need to work together from the public administration, the academia, all the logistic facility companies, the delivery companies, and the information companies in order to produce a more sustainable and efficient logistic ecosystem.